but they're just good, honest. They're just a good, honest, loving family, and just the kind of friends and church family you want to have.
A congregation is in mourning after a longtime member and his family were hit by a train. 2 of his 3 kids did not survive. Chad Fryer and his son are still in the hospital, and close friends are still in shock, coping with what happened. The crash was in the Richwoods community south of Gum Springs. State police say Chad Fryer drove his pickup truck into a crossing when a Union Pacific train slammed into the passenger side. Fryer is a pastor with the Crossroads Cowboy Church in Bismarck. The accident has his fellow pastor reminding others to live their life to the fullest.
Life has no guarantees. God gives us life 1 second at a time without ever promising us that another second's coming. So you need to be ready every moment. Be ready.
Again, Riddle says that as of Friday afternoon, both Chad and Bo Henry were doing all right, and we'll keep you updated with any new developments as they happen.
Well, the weather forecast has been very repetitive over the last several days. We are continuing this pattern into the holiday weekend with more of that sunshine and the low humidity. Here's a look at those current temperatures as of this afternoon, or I should say this evening. Really, we're sitting at 83 here in the metro, but factoring in the low humidity, we have dew points in the 40s. It's actually hinting with the heat index being cooler than the current temperatures. That's just showing you how dry the air is. And for the most part, we're all in the low 80s as of this evening. A live look at the radar. We've had some pop-up storms form just to our east, north of Interstate 40 outside of Memphis there. Some of them have been producing some large hail, some gusting winds at times. Those should dissipate into the evening hours. Otherwise, we'll be clear and quiet tonight, nice and refreshing with temperatures dipping into the 50s for a good portion of the area. Coming up, have a full look at what to expect for the rest of your holiday weekend.
The high-speed chase that ended here in Little Rock last Saturday. This footage is from Sergeant Stephen Briggs as he bumps a black GMC after a chase that went from I-40 in North Little Rock to I-30 in Little Rock, before finally ending there on Roosevelt Road. ASP says they arrested 42-year-old Christopher Monroe after that crash. He had a felony fleeing warrant out of Rockwall County in Texas and a narcotics warrant from Sherwood. Arkansas State Police also say they've had multiple other pursuits with Monroe in the past where he had driven a Maserati. Now, how do you honor someone who paved the way for so many? Well, it's no easy assignment, but a group of students and volunteers with the Civil Air Patrol in Arkansas are literally going to new heights to do just that. Frederick Price shows us how.
All right, First Sergeant.
It is safe to say this group of teens aren't your average middle schoolers. They are known as Civil Air Patrol cadets of the Crenshaw Memorial Squadron, named in honor of Milton Crenshaw, the man who many consider the father of black aviation in Arkansas.
Seeing African American and him being a male, but me a female, we're still both African Americans. It's like, well, he did that, so I know for a fact I can do it.
Morgan Crawford is a cadet senior airman. She signed up for an aerospace introduction class in the 6th grade and has been reaching new heights since.
Benefits I will have from CAP and like how many great things I can do with it.
Back in 2010, Cloverdale Middle School started an aerospace investigations class. Crawford and 15 other cadets who are students there are in the program. Major Garrick St. Pierre is an instructor.
They are learning the basics of aerospace, how airplanes fly, Newton's laws, Bernoulli's principles.
And Saturday, they're taking what they're learning in the classroom and applying it in the skies.
The program also positions our students at Cloverdale to be able to go into those universities with more of a little bit of information and to seek engineering degrees and other STEM degrees.
2 cadets were paired with CAP flight instructors who helped them learn the operations of the plane, taxi on the runway, and take off. Once in the air, the students took turns taking controls of the plane, an opportunity of a lifetime for some.
It's giving our students every possibility to succeed in a world that, sometimes seems like the chips are stacked against them.
And Crawford, who is grateful the program keeps her schedule busy, pays it forward to her peers.
I try to talk to them, have them join CAP, or try to have them do something more productive in their life.
Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
And anyone 12 years and older can join the Civil Air Patrol Squadron. Major St. Pierre also says the cadets' training could help down the line with the nationwide pilot shortage. And over in Pine Bluff, members of the Black Pilots of America are flying in from across the country to Grider Field Municipal Airport. It's all part of Operation Skyhook going on today and tomorrow. There will be different flight competitions between the pilots and free rides from the Young Eagles. Lots of Americans are kicking off a long weekend today. Many will be off work or school on Monday to honor Memorial Day. And that's when thousands will reflect on the sacrifice of those who died while serving in the military. Others may be taking the time off to be with family and loved ones. And like any holiday, this weekend can be a busy time for first responders. A normal day consists of about 7 or 8 emergency calls. But during holidays, that number doubles.
We always have incidents, people grilling under carports in garages, pets knocking down grills.
So there's going to be some increased traffic accidents just because people are on the move. Of course, there's always the opportunity for boating accidents.
A couple tips to avoid some of the most common accidents. Always wear a life jacket when you're out on the water. And if you're grilling or setting a fire, make sure you're out of the garage, carport, or any other covered space. And if you're out driving, always wear your seatbelt. After all, AAA says over 40 million Americans are getting out of town this weekend. That's up 7% from last year. While traffic might be challenging, drivers can expect some relief at the pump. Gas Buddy says prices are down more than $1 compared to last year and should stay that way for a while.
That means over the Memorial Day 4-day weekend, Americans are going to be spending $1.6 billion less on gasoline compared to last year. Barring hurricanes or unexpected disruptions, gas prices should be affordable for much of the summer.
AAA says the worst of the traffic should be over, but that's not the case if you're flying. Airports think they'll see near peak crowds into Wednesday as the 3-day weekend increasingly becomes a 6-day summer starter trip. Or if you're planning to stay local for the weekend, the Tyndall Park Splash Pad in Benton officially opened today, and it'll be open from 9 a.m. through 8 p.m. every day this summer. If you're downtown, Little Rock Parks and Rec say they had a water break at one of their splash pads in Riverfront Park, but all other splash pads in War Memorial Park and Crump Park are open from 10 to 9. Now, Memorial Day is a time to reflect and honor our nation's heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Monday, we're taking the opportunity to thank those heroes, along with some of our first responders, their families, and the local organizations working to support them all. Join us on Memorial Day for a special Saluting Heroes edition of 6:30 Central. That's Monday night, right here on THV 11.